Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest. I just had to do a standalone video on Xtek share price of this company rallied 12.5% on a new contract with the Department of Defense, a pretty big contract over 10 years, totaling about $110 million. So it's good to see the share price rally on the back of not only this contract, they also announced a $2.6 million ballistic armor order on $3.2 million ballistic armor order on the 29th of September. And this company has confounded me, particularly, well, not the company itself, but the chart and the share price and the valuation of this company has dropped to ridiculous levels, in my opinion. And when I say that, we're talking about a company with a market cap of only $36.6 million, yet had $6 million of profit in the most recent year. So it means the market cap of this company is around about 5 or 6. Now, what exactly does this company do? And this is just straight from their full-year presentation. They have two divisions, a ballistics division and a technology division. In the ballistics, we have body armor, ballistic helmets, composite armor structures. In that technology division, which is relevant with this particular contract with the Department of Defense, it's focused on manufacturing, supplying the Australian Defence Force and national security agencies with world-leading, globally sourced and Australian-made unscrewed systems and sensor payloads, unscrewed systems, mission management software, and systems integration, training, and service support. Now, before we have a look at anything else, I just want to show you the full-year results for this company, and this is what confounds me. Now, we'll start off with the profit loss statement. So revenue of $89 million, significantly higher than last year, which was only $58.2 million. Gross profit down, or gross profit margins down a little bit from last year. And that could be concerning if we saw that trend continue over the next few years. Profit, $6.1 million, up nicely, a little bit. Would have liked to see the profit rise a little bit more than what it did, but a nice increase in profit, particularly when you look at the income tax expenses were double from last year, and earnings per share 6 cents. So at a share price of 36 cents, or 30 cents, the share price or the PE ratio of this company was around 5, but the share price has rallied down to 36 cents. But the PE ratio was less than 5 not that long ago, because the share price has rallied from a low of 27 cents on the 21st and 20th of September. That was just getting ridiculous. I'm not sure why people were keeping on selling their shares in this company. I think it was just fear, because the share price was in a downtrend. If we look at the balance sheet, nothing to be too concerned here. Now, one of the reasons why the market might have been selling off on Xtek could have been the cash flow statement, because if you don't know anything about this company and you just look at the cash flow statement, you would have seen their cash outflow in operating activities, $26.3 million. And that could have caused a little bit of concern. But if you look at financial year 22, you can see the cash flow from operations was positive $26 million. And there's a reason behind that. And you can see the reason behind that if you look at the balance sheet. And if you go down to contract liabilities in the current liabilities section, it was $32.7 million last year. Now it's down to $280,000. That's because of a contract or upfront cash they received for this contract. And that's that contract liabilities. That's why the cash flow last year was a lot. And this year they realized that contract, and that's why the cash outflow was significant. Because if you take a look at the cash flow statement, if I can find it here, actually went straight past it. If you look at the cash flow statement, where is it? Payments to suppliers and employees was $63.8 million. That's because of that particular contract. So I'm wondering if that caused a little bit of concern in the market, but they should have known that. They should have known that from last year. And that's why you sometimes have to look or dig a little bit deeper into the financial statements. And this is a perfect example for that. So in this case, for Xtek, you can't look at the statement of cash flows and draw any sort of opinion from this company. Now, if you go back to the balance sheet, everything is fine here. Changes in working capital, interesting. So trade and other receivables up $14 million to $24.7 million. Inventories up $9 million to $25.7, and trade and other payables up $24 million to $31.4 million. So significant increase in those working capitals. So that's a good sign moving forward for this company. They're getting more business. no loans or borrowings, zero, both in the current liabilities and non-current liabilities. Company has $7 million of cash on hand, no debt, which means the enterprise value of this company is only $29 million. So that means this company is even cheaper if you take that into account, that cash on hand. And equity rose from 34.8 million to 42 million, which means the return on equity for this company based off $6 million, total equity 42. So we're talking about a nice 1/7 of, what's that, 14% or so, 13 or 14%. So return on equity is quite nice at 13 or 14, and that's sort of what I want for this type of company. So everything moving really good for this company. I didn't understand why the market was selling off, but looks like possibly the market has realized maybe they're wrong. And one of the reasons they might be thinking they're wrong is because this company has announced a few more contracts in the past week. And the most recent one, and the reason why the share price rallied 12.5% on the 3rd of October, was this particular contract with the Department of Defense. Possible $110 million over 10 years. The reason I say possible is because the initial term of the contract is only 4 years. Support services valued at $15.9 million, with additional $23 million, around about $23 million of spare parts. And then there is a possibility of that initial contract being extended for 6 more years, look like 2 years at a time. If taken together, or even if the whole contract plays out over 10 years, that's a further $26 million and additional $45 million of spare parts also possible. And they say total contract value over 10-year term potential to exceed $110 million. Now, this is, you could say, one of the reasons why the value of this company is quite low is because a lot of the revenue this company gets is not recurring. This is recurring revenue over at least 4 years, possibly over a 10-year period. So those who are complaining about the lack of recurring revenue for this company, and that's why I'm not willing to buy this company, don't have that excuse anymore. In fact, I prefer this sort of company over those recurring revenue type of companies, because those type of companies are simply overvalued right now, in my opinion, still overvalued in my opinion. This company is profitable. They've been profitable for a few years. In fact, I'd say they've been profitable probably 3 or 4 years out of the last 5 to 6. Now, they haven't always been profitable, but this company has grown significantly over the last few years because of what they're doing is quite useful to many governments and militaries around the world. So I'm very positive about the future of this company, and I will maintain a holding in this company, particularly because I think the valuation of this company is quite low right now. Now, you could disagree with me. That's fine. We should never agree and disagree on every single thing. So if you do disagree with me, I'd love to hear your opinion on this company. And if you agree with me, I'd love to hear your opinion as well. The last thing we should talk about when it comes to Xtek is just the chart. Now, this company, if we go back to, when was it? Remember, Russia invaded Ukraine, what was it, February of 2022? That's when the share price reached a low for this company. 25th of February, share price got down to 16.5 cents. You can see the share price rally from 16.5 cents to a high of 76 cents 1 year later. The main reason share price rallied was this company benefited from that invasion of Ukraine, which is actually a sad thing to say. But then for some reason, the sentiment of this company just shifted in February of last year, or this year, in fact, so not that long ago, 7 months ago, and the share price took a massive tumble. The share price kept on falling even when the company kept on releasing some positive news. So I'm not sure why exactly the market had fallen out of love with it. Maybe not fallen out of love with this company, but just didn't have the highest regard for this company anymore when, back in January of this year, they had the highest regard. So it just shows you sometimes sentiment can move the share price of a company a fair way. And it did that with Xtek. And possibly, we are seeing a shift in sentiment. Now, I'd like to see some more news flow come through. Share price is still in a downtrend. So we need to see the low has been reached, which was 27 cents back in the 20th of September. I would have liked to see a higher volume today, but this is a step in the right direction for the company. So I think there's still value in this company right now. In my opinion, that's why I'm a shareholder. Would I look to add to my holdings right now? Probably not, because I'm not convinced the share price has reached an absolute low or won't just consolidate right now. because the share price has fallen a lot during 2023. So there will be a lot of shareholders who bought at higher prices in the past who will be looking to get out. And some of those shareholders might have sold out today, found the opportunity to sell out. And even if the share price rallies from here, we will see a lot of resistance moving forward because a lot of the shareholders think this company is a dog stock because the share price fell after they bought in. So that's all I got for this company. If you have anything to say, just leave in the comment section. Otherwise, I am not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.